Thanks for tuning into one of the realest podcasts in the world, the land, the galaxy, the whole entire universe. This is your guy Patrick, and I have a special guest. She is a professional actor, and she is from Oklahoma, right?
Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. I grew up in Kansas, so I mean,
Kansas. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Okay.
You're right on the border. You did great.
This is my buddy Brikaih Floré. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Trying to stay warm. It's been raining a lot.
I know, it makes me cozy. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And plus, like, I don't know. It makes me really tired. I just want to lay down and wrap up like a burrito in my bed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I go the opposite. I get really revved up.
Really?
Yeah, I get really energetic on days like this.
Interesting. How?
I think it's the background noise of like the rain, maybe, because I'm ADHD, so I think that it just helps me to like focus.
Interesting. Wow.
Or I'm just like living my dark academia fantasy every day, and it's raining, and I'm like, I have feelings. I'm an actor.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you was born in Arizona, and then you
Yes.
moved to Kansas.
Yes.
Okay, so how was the experience like? Because you're Native American, right?
Yeah, and Latina, German, and I think a little bit of Russian. I just found out.
What? Really?
I'm a really happy mutt over here. Apparently,
Really?
yeah.
Did you do like an ancestry or what?
No, I was talking to my dad, and he gave me some more 411. But
Okay.
yes, I'm a fun mix. I mean, I moved when I was like 5 or 6. My dad is an army guy, so he wanted to be closer to some of the like forts, like Fort William and all that. And my mom's family is in Kansas. And since she had the 3 kids, it's going to be easier if they lived up there. So yeah, we moved when I was like just out of the 2nd grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how was the experience like for you when you moved?
I don't really remember, to be honest. The only thing I remember was we were learning like the 50 Nifty United States song. And at the end, they'd be like, Kansas is the best. And I would like be like, Arizona is the best. And that's like the only like coherent memory I have of that time is that innate feeling of like Arizona's better. But I mean, Kansas is a great place to like raise a family. So I think it was great. It was adventurous and fun. And
Which part of Kansas?
so we started in Melbourne, Kansas, which is like an itty bitty population. And then we ended up in Overland Park, which is more like the city. It's like Kansas City, Kansas type area. Okay. Yeah.
Because I've been through Kansas before.
Did you drive through it?
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
That was like the longest drive I ever had in my life, for real.
Yeah.
Like just cornfields. Reception was horrible.
Yep.
I went to a gas station. People was like looking at me really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't know you, because everyone knows each other in town. So when you're the foreigner, they're like,
exactly.
Terrified.
They're very standoffish.
If you went up to any of them and you were like, hey man, I'm looking for a hot meal, they'd probably invite you into their house.
Really? I didn't get that kind of energy from them. They just looked at me like I was an alien or whatever, you know?
They do that at first because they got to make sure that you're not going to like upset the status quo.
Okay.
Because they like their little worlds.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. But no, they're cool people. I mean, there's definitely a reason I left, but
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it's Kansas. No offense to anyone living in Kansas.
Right. So when you was in Kansas, that's where you decided to be an actor.
No, I started when I was 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Do you want to hear this story? Because it's cute.
So you was a child prodigy.
Pretty much. Kind of.
Okay.
I think prodigy is a big word. As much as I appreciate it, but no. When I was 3, I went and saw the Annie touring company from Broadway, and it was my favorite movie. I knew every single note, every word. And my grandmother took me to see it, and I stood up like in my little chair and sang the whole thing, the whole show. Nobody stopped me. It was great. And then when the show was over, a man gave me flowers he brought for an actor. And that was it. I was like hooked. So that night when my mom came in to pick me up, I was like, Mom, one day I'm going to be on Broadway. And she's like, okay, baby girl. And then, it just continued to progress. And then, I sang at Carnegie Hall, and then I did Open Jar Institute, and then I was getting booked all the time. I just kept telling my mom, one day I'm going to be on Broadway. And it's gone from, okay, baby girl, to my baby girl's going to be on Broadway.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's been a journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Jeez. So your parents always supported you?
No.
No.
It was definitely actions speak louder than words when it came to it being performative, because like when you're a performer child, I feel like people don't take it very seriously. So like at all of like the family gatherings, I'd always be like, sing something, like it was a game, like throw out as many songs as I could, because I have a good ear, so like I have good pitch, so I can pull a song out of thin air and just like sing it on pitch. And So it always kind of felt like I was a sideshow attraction. And it
Mm.
was like, but what's your real career going to be? And then when it just became more and more serious, and then like all of a sudden I had 2 degrees in it, like it was,
Wow.
yeah, then people were like, oh, like that's like a real thing. And then once I started getting professional casting jobs, that's when like I think my family was like, oh, like homegirl's like not kidding.
Mm.
But it took a long time. My dad took a while. Like I don't think that he really got it until I graduated college.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he hadn't seen me perform in years and years and years and years.
So like, do you ever want to be on movies or TV shows or what?
I have done some films now. Film is an interesting beast. So in college, I was told, like, you don't have to look for film, don't touch it, don't look at
Really?
it. Yeah. They were like, absolutely not. Like, you're just not built for it. And I was like, oh, God, okay, great. I won't do it. And so I just dove like harder into theater and especially musical theater. So like I specialize in. And recently in the last couple of years I started getting cast in short films and stuff, and I remember the first one I was like so nervous to watch because I was like, oh God, they warned me about this. And then I saw the film and I was like, okay, well, they were full of shit, like I look awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been really cool. I got a call this morning about a casting.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but then it fell through within like the matter of an hour,
Mm.
which feels like film to me. Like I feel like they're like like it's such a fast moving industry. But will I say no to the opportunity? Absolutely not. I think anything helps you grow as an actor.
Absolutely.
Like I've literally been in a gorilla costume singing somebody happy birthday at a birthday party before, and they wanted like full on gorilla. So yeah,
Okay.
got into that. It paid, thank God.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely I don't know, it's my great love.
So is any of your films, what short films, is it on YouTube or is it on
I
Tubi, Netflix, or what?
I think that there's a couple on YouTube now.
Okay.
I just got downloadable clips because I need to make a reel. And so I think they're on YouTube. One's called Jelly Bean. An amazing director, Stephen Fox, wrote
Shout out
and
to
directed
Steven.
that. Yeah, he's incredible. He's just such a visionary. Like he's local right now, but he's about to move out to LA because he got accepted into a film school there. I'm super
Awesome.
proud of him. But he's got a really cool brain. Like he was the first person that I worked with, and then he called me for a solo like little piece that I did with him called Jelly Bean. And I was like really honored about it, but it was really helpful to change my perception on like what I can do, I guess.
So what was your inspiration to act?
Um,
Who's your like your favorite actor?
I'm a big Kate Winslet girl.
Okay.
I think she can do no wrong. I don't know that I had like an inspiration outside. Like when I was a kid, for sure, it felt good to do. So, I think when you're a kid, you just follow the dopamine, but the dopamine just didn't run out. And then 20 years later, I was still doing it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But yeah, I can't say that there's anybody that I look to. I think inside my own community, I'm constantly blown away by people like Sydney Park Smith, who's the creative artistic director of Open Stage Theater Company. She's not only like an amazing human being, but she's also an incredible talent. Like she's insane on stage. Jessica Crow is the same way. Like there's all of these people that Kiernan, the list goes on and on. Like these people that I've got to work with or stand by. My latest director with Cabaret, Kenny, who was just brilliant. I think I take little pieces of what I respect in their craft and kind of run with it in my own way. Or like pocket it as I'm like, oh, I should keep that in mind.
Right.
Yeah, but I can't say that like I have like a person I like look up to.
So what is your favorite genre?
Oh, I like drama.
Okay.
I like to act drama. I'm really good in comedy. So people try to like pigeonhole me there. But I love to act drama and I do very well in it. It's typically where like the few awards I've won have come from. And I don't know, I like that life is a little bit gritty and there's a weird sense of control when you do like something dramatic. Like all of a sudden you have the power at any point to say no and like that scene will stop, like no matter how violent or intense or emotional it is. Like there's something about it that kind of helps you to accept the human experience, I think, with a little more grace to like being human.
So when you're doing drama, are you able to like dig deep into your soul, like dig
Yes.
into your past to bring those emotions out?
I'm not a big fan of like method acting, and there's certain like acting styles that you'll learn in school, like Stella Adler and Stanislavski technique. So there's some techniques that'll have you kind of pull from that. I don't prefer that. I don't think it's safe. I just think that with the trauma I've been through that I've had to process on my own already, like it's been a lot.
Mm.
And delving that up to bring to a character is no longer about that character or no longer about that show. Like I'm bringing an outside perspective almost into it. I try to be innately present in a scene, and I have to really listen and take pieces in as I refresh discoveries with whomever I'm with or by myself, and really use that fresh discovery as the like domino effect of the feelings that come with it. Because there's always like that scene where they're like, you have to cry here. And you're like, okay, great, let's cry here. And I think that with those scenes, I have to just accept when it doesn't happen. Like there are moments where I'm not going to cry there. I'll be really emotional, but sometimes it's more honest in that moment to not. So I think it just kind of depends. I think that it's a cool trick to cry on command, but it's not my trick.
Yeah, like how do you even do that? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know.
Like honestly, when you're in a really intense scene and you have a partner that is giving to you, like which is just such a beautiful connection that happens. There is this moment where it feels real because you're in this little infinity you've created.
Makes sense.
And it's safe and it's well rehearsed, and you know all of these layers to it. You have this understanding of the person that you're portraying, and it all kind of just clicks together. And then like I did the last one I can think of where like it was like a scene outside of like singing was I did Cyrano last summer for a short. And when he dies at the end, spoiler, sorry.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know, this has been like, you know,
No,
it's like
no.
200 years old. Shocking. I'm sorry. But like when he dies and I played his love interest, it was just, it was heart-wrenching. Like you hurt in that experience, and that's what comes forward. I think tear sticks are freaking awesome if you're just like, sometimes, you know, the body cues are what creates the emotion. So if you need a tear stick, which is like a little menthol stick you put like right underneath your eyes, it'll make them water and you start to cry. Sometimes that's a really great trigger.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like, I mean, you never know. Like there's been like shows where like I've seen actors that like they start to wipe their eyes and it's because they have the tear stick like in hand, which I think is brilliant. And I want to try one because I think they're cool. But yeah, that's a very long-winded way of talking about how that happens.
So with that being said, you ever afraid like certain roles you carry it with you outside of acting?
Yes. I'm part of like the acting community that thinks that like Heath Ledger died because of the Joker.
I think so too.
Yeah, I do too. Like I truly
he was really
that.
intense with that role.
That's why I don't believe in method acting. I just don't think it's safe.
Right.
I think that he did a brilliant job. Like there's no denying that. It's an iconic movie. It's an iconic role. But I do think that there comes a price that's too steep to pay.
For sure.
Like I'm an SA victim, and if I'm to bring that experience forward in a rape scene, like that's going to hurt me in the end because I've lived through it. And my trauma does not make the audience comfortable. It's very uncomfortable to watch somebody dive into their stuff on stage.
Yeah.
Like it becomes kind of skin crawly, and my job is not to make the audience uncomfortable in that way. Right. I want to make you uncomfortable enough to make you think. That's what art is, but I don't want to put you in a position where you are now emotionally unsafe. Like that's not it. So yeah, I've definitely Sally Bowles. I just played in Cabaret. It's the lead in the musical Cabaret. I was very, very excited for the casting. She's a heavy role, though. She's a coke addict. She's has a lot of sexual abuse. She has a lot of darkness in her, and she's played a multitude of ways and a multitude of very famous ways. And I went a little bit different with her. I made her more meticulous, calculating. I wanted her to be really smart. I think she's really smart, but is manipulative. And it was interesting going out into like the world during rehearsals because the heaviness of her just kind of lingered for a bit. Like I've taken a short hiatus from acting because it was so heavy on a top of like a time where my mental health was not doing well. So I haven't acted in a couple months, which is like,
Wow.
for me, like this is the longest I've ever not acted since I was like 11.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and it's not because of that role. It was because I recognized I had things that I needed to heal in myself, but it was definitely a catalyst. And I remember, I got really into the role of Brikaih Floré in And Then There Were None. It's one of my favorite roles I've ever played. And I loved being this character. Loved it. She's messed up, but the tenacity, the poise, the 1930s, like just everything about her was so a specific that it was easy to like lean back into the character. And I definitely found myself like doing like little hand gestures or inflections of saying certain things that were different. But yeah, not as often. Sometimes it'll kind of creep because ultimately it's you playing it. But
Well, repetitious, right? You just
yeah, that
it
muscle
become
memory
habit.
is
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very real.
So, have you done any type of therapy? Because I've done therapy myself.
I love therapy.
Okay.
Big advocate for mental health. Yes, I have done therapy. I've done a lot of therapy. I had a PTSD specialist that was just really life changing. After my sexual abuse incident happened, really brought me back to life. I've done a lot of talk therapy. I've done theater therapy, which was really cool. I've done musical therapy, which was really fun. And I did oh gosh, I just want to call it like ASMR, and it's not that. But I did another type of like therapy to help with trauma, and it was really helpful.
So, is acting your therapy in a way?
I think that
Sort of.
acting can be more of an escapism than it is a therapy because you get to no longer be yourself for a while, and that's sometimes really nice.
Yeah, that's true. Because I did drama in high school, and
Yeah.
that was the same exact feeling I got from it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think therapy is great, especially as me being a guy.
Yes.
I talk about it a lot because I think guys should get help. I do.
Oh my God, same.
Because we have our own issues too, and we in
Yeah.
society we are taught to not express ourselves.
Which is heartbreaking.
It is.
And I think it's so important. Like anytime that I start like romantically involving myself with somebody, the first conversation I have is I want you to know that you are always allowed to feel around me, whatever that is. Like even if it is expressed in anger or sadness or crying or silence, like you're safe to feel here, and we will work through it as we need to, depending on who's triggered by what state or however. But I think it's the emotional response I've gotten from people from men has just been like a lot of shock, a lot of tears where they're like, I've never been given permission to just feel. So I think that, and plus therapy is the way that I think men can help to kind of release that societal idealism of what like masculinity is and put that down. And I think that takes a big weight off of their shoulders, which I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, so I don't know, but I assume. How do you feel like in that way?
I mean, I think well, think about it. Guys commit suicide a lot. Like it's really high.
Yeah.
Because we have so much pressure. Like it started from when we was kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then even with dating, sometimes women were like, "Oh, you can express yourself." Then when you do it, they be turned off.
Then they're not being real with that boundary. I think that it's smart to have healthy boundaries in it for sure. Like if you were going to like physically harm yourself, physically harm me, absolutely not. Like that's my boundary. But if you are in a place where like you are raging, like I've had exes where like, their anger, they don't really have an outlet for it. And they start like raging, like I will calmly sit down until they're done. And I just like wait. And then there's that moment of the, like, did I scare you? And I'm like, no, because this is a form of your inner child having a tantrum. I've seen a tantrum before. I've had tantrums.
We all have them.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so now is the time where like, do you want to speak now? Do you need to be held? Like it's that check-in point. But that's always been really important to me. Like I think that emotional safety in a relationship is really sacred. And it's something that I really, really try to put as a priority. Am I perfect? No. But I have my own triggers, but
sure.
it's definitely something that I really try to work on.
I think that the biggest thing is the crying aspect. When guys cry, sometimes women get a little standoff about it. They just stare at you. Because I'm like, man, I say, really? You know what I mean? But I don't do that often.
Who cares?
I know.
Even if you did, you could be a daily crier. at the end of the day, if that like turns someone off, okay, then they should probably go to therapy.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I guess like me, like I just never really cried too much until like when
Yeah.
when my mother passed. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I cried like a baby during that time. Then I ended up
Yeah.
doing therapy because I felt, I felt alone and I felt like
Mm-hmm.
suicidal at the time as well, and
Yeah.
it was just like too much going on at that particular time.
Absolutely. And
But
and
go ahead.
crying is so helpful,
It's
though.
therapeutic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's how we literally release.
Right.
And I think that had you not, like, I think that's where real like fury comes from, is not being in a place where you're allowed to process your emotions.
Right.
Which is why I think that it shows up so much in men. And I mean, but like vice versa, like as a woman, I'll start crying and it'll turn a guy off in a
Really?
second. Oh my God, yeah.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay. I took your word on it, but I
ladies, like, come on.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm being too emotional.
Okay, I said that before.
Oh,
I did say that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not perfect. I have said that.
that's okay.
Yeah.
We're all
In the past.
Yeah,
I did.
that's okay. I won't judge you this time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Next time, no. It's a good thing though to recognize. But yeah, like you're being too emotional, and I'm like, because I'm emotional. Yeah, I don't think there's a such thing as like too emotional, because there's some part of you that is trying to be heard, because that's like ultimately like what we want, right? Like your inner child wants to be heard. Your inner teenager wants to be understood. And I just think that continues to develop as we get like more mature. I mean, technically, I think we're all just like children in adults' clothing, and we're just running around like, yeah, I think this is right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think like as humans, like we all imperfect, and we just trying to, I guess, find a purpose and find out where we belong, pretty much where we fit in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll ever like find it. Maybe, I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I strive for it. I don't know.
I think chosen family is my like sense of that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a privilege to be in someone's life. It's never right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it's blood or not. Like, so I don't know. Acceptance is such an interesting thing because it has to start with yourself. You have to accept yourself. That's freaking hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Like all your flaws.
Mm.
And you have to come to grips on whatever you done wrong and admit it.
Yeah.
Because I done that.
And still love yourself.
Exactly.
Like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because now I can look at my soul. I can look at myself in the mirror and see who I am. But before I look at myself, I didn't recognize who I was.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I let myself get toxic once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got deep into it once upon a time. You know, and then just everything that was just happening. And I had to take a time to reflect for a second and get myself together. And also get back into the gym because I started gaining weight. So I had to change my diet and have a lot more self-love for myself and realize what I will put up with and what I will not put up with next time. I
mean, balance is important. Yeah, and I think that like one of the best love letters you can write to yourself is how you treat your body.
Yeah.
And that is, nutrition and physicality, because everyone has this mindset of like, gym equals weight loss. I don't want to say everyone, that's a broad generalization, but a lot of people, and I used to be one of them, like, the gym is what's important to look good, when like 95% of it is diet. And as someone with all of the gut issues that I have had, like it's so true. Like what you put into yourself as your fuel, as your nourishment is really, it is really important. Which I hate to say, because listen, if I could like pound like a 12-piece chicken nugget right now, oh girl, I would physically die, but it's freaking delicious. Like I don't judge anybody on what they choose, because food is a personal journey. Like it's emotional, it's cerebral, it's physical, it's many, many, many layers. But yeah, like even like I had my lovely cabbage salad before I came here, and it was flipping bomb. It was no chicken nugget, but it was pretty good.
Did you have some chicken at least in there or no?
No, I didn't. I did it was cabbage, and then like roasted crispy chickpeas, and then I did roasted sweet potato, and and it was a really just banging sauce on it. But yeah.
Did you make it yourself?
I did.
Really?
I mean, I did not develop the recipe.
Okay.
Yes, I found that on TikTok.
That's what's up. Okay.
But yeah, but sometimes you just need, like, I'm a great cook. I always come up with my own ideas and recipes, but like on low energy days for my ADHD, like I accept that I need a folder in my phone that is recipes that are not my own, so I can like have that dopamine hit of something different.
So speaking of ADHD, how does that affect you every day?
Oh, that's it really depends on where you're at in the spectrum. I'm really lucky. I'm high functioning. And I don't need daily medication, which is awesome. My mother is the opposite side of the spectrum. She is very low functioning. If she doesn't have medication, you cannot speak to that woman. Which she will say herself. Now, my mom is like my best friend. We're very, very close. So the fact that I said that, she's somewhere like, tee, yeah, she like agrees.
Yeah.
And she probably made that exact sound that I just made. So, yeah, ADHD for me is really been, I don't want to say my cross to bear in some way. I think that before I understood how my brain functioned, it was a lot of self-hatred. Like, why am I lazy? Why do I have these habits? Why can't I break this? Why? And then once you start to understand how your brain works, it becomes a superpower. Like, neurodivergents are freaking brilliant. We can actually multitask. We're like some of the only brains in the world that can. We have amazing senses of creativity and thinking outside of the box. I'm very empathic. I'm very emotional, very creative. I love that it helps me to make small, mundane things very magical. And that, I think, is my superpower in ADHD.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's sometimes a struggle when it comes to like audio sensory, like certain lights like really bug me. Things being way too loud are like super cringy. Like, there's just certain things that like affect the body. There's gonna come a point where I will put my tea-stained t-shirt right back on after this because I'm like, nope, this is not the feeling that I want on my body. It's not right. And so that can be kind of difficult. And also like gaining focus in a place of depression, because when you are in like a low place and your dopamine isn't firing correctly, then you sink into a hole and your cognitive dysfunction says you're done. Like, your brain literally just shuts you down. You can have a list this long and nothing will get done. Absolutely nothing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, because your brain said no, because it tries to protect itself.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you was diagnosed?
Yeah, when I was like 13, 14.
Okay.
But my mother, my brothers, like a lot of people in my family had it. So, and I started showing small signs of it just with like test taking. So I had a teacher in high school who I was great at math, can't spell to save my life, but great at math. And she realized my test scores were really low, but she would ask me the answer and I could like give it to her when the classroom was talking. So she was like, how can I help you? And I was like, can I please just have like a headphone in with classical music? You can even pick the music, but just something. Like, I need that background noise when I take tests because my mind is just doing 15 things at once. And my test scores went from like 56 to like 96.
Oh, wow. That's
like
a big difference.
within like a test. And then she wrote a letter of recommendation to my other teachers and they all let me do it for tests. And my grades like went from like okay to like above average.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I didn't know my brain. I didn't know I needed that. And like now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, let me put on that Celtic music, some lo-fi, something in the background, or a movie that I've seen 1,000 times, just for like that background noise. So it stops all of that. And I can like focus again.
That is amazing though.
Yeah.
You can actually focus like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely too much. Like there's a limit, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
but it takes a bit for it to be too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it bother you? Well, how does it affect you while you acting?
I think it can be a hindrance in the way that when I'm being present on stage in a scene, there is the part of me that is here and there is the part of me that is thinking about what's next. And the part of me that's thinking about, next act. Like there's like these split pieces that kind of happen in my brain where like I am here and I am focused and I am in it, but this other part of my brain that's like, okay, are you standing correctly? Okay, are you doing this correctly? Okay, that's that going? Okay, that's good. Okay, you got your breath support. And then there's this other part that's like, okay, next scene is going to be this. Okay, first you're going to say this. And like there's so many voices happening in my head that it can be hard to stay present. Like I think that's like the hardest part, but I think it's really helpful for like musical theater where it's like, okay, sing, dance, and act all at the same time. Also, you have 15 props go. Like my little like neurodivergent brain is like, yes, baby, let's go, let's do this, because it's very cerebral and it helps with that dopamine hit and it's fun. So like, why not?
Is it overwhelming a little bit at times? Maybe
at night,
okay.
For sure. Like trying to go to bed, the racing thoughts thing is a really big thing with ADHD. Right. So like I typically fall asleep to like a favorite movie or TV show I've seen a billion times. And I've tried to do like sleep meditations and things like that, but typically I'll wake up like on a dime, 3 a.m. and need to put something back else on because my brain will just like in the middle of my sleep be like until it just goes, and I'm like, great, good morning.
Well, it seems to be a better understanding of it now because once upon a time
Yes.
it was looked at as a disability or
Yeah.
whatnot. So yeah,
And it was like, calm your child down. I was
right.
like, or let them be a kid.
Hmm.
Like, it's okay. Uh, like, yeah, they have energy. They're 8. Um, and like with me, like I don't drink caffeine. This is just naturally my personality. I don't know. I take that about myself.
Why you don't drink caffeine? Hmm?
It's been like 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, no, I just don't need it.
Did you go to rehab for that? No,
Nope.
I'm just joking.
I
Okay.
was an avid caffeine user though. Yeah, no, I was hello, I went through college. Yeah, that without coffee I would not be alive today.
Really? Okay.
But yeah, it got to a point where like I just like I would take a sip and like brain fog would just start like rolling in. I'd start to feel kind of lethargic. I just didn't feel good on it. And so I just stopped.
So it was cold turkey, pretty much.
A little bit of a transition period.
Okay.
I used like adaptogenic, like mushroom latte kind of deals to kind of help a little bit, cut it down within 30 days though. Yeah, I was done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna ask this. So since you're singing and you act, do you plan on writing your own scripts, your own movie one day, your own play,
We'll
or
see.
no? Okay.
I'm really the most interested in acting. Like I don't want to teach. I don't really want to write stuff. Like I just want to be on stage or I just want to be in front of a camera. Like just let me do it. Yeah, I think that's like really where like the passion lies. Do I have an idea for a musical that I've been hoarding for like 20 years? Oh yeah. Yes, I do. But the only reason I would write it is so I can star in it.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, it's because I think that the subject matter is important to talk about.
For sure.
And I think it's cool when you have the opportunity to show what you can do because not always do you get that support in theater. Like you have to really believe in your own skill set and what you can accomplish on stage before anybody else is going to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Writing your own thing might help.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let me see. I was going to ask something else. Okay, so what kind of feeling do you get on stage? Like, do you have this euphoric feeling? Is it what is it? Is it exhilarating or what?
I'm calm.
Okay.
I think it's the only time though that I'm calm.
Really?
Like I don't get nervous before the show, like at all. I get nervous after because I'm like, did people like it? Oh my god! Like it's that imposter syndrome, right? Where you're like, I'm just never meant to do this. Oh my god, I'm terrible. But when it comes to like being on stage, I think I like it so much because it's the one time I feel calm, even with the backtrack happening in my brain. Like I still feel very at peace, but I also feel very at home. I feel like when you feel at home, you feel very chill in it.
Do you feel nervous at times or no?
If I know people in the audience, for sure.
Okay.
Like
your coworkers, right?
Oh yeah, or like my mom and her best friend. Well, my second mom, Mel, she came out to see Cabaret opening night with my mom. It was very cute. They're besties.
That's the one that was in December, right?
November. Yeah.
November. Yeah.
And just knowing they were in the audience, like I had 15 people come to opening night alone that were just there for me. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Just don't tell me. Don't tell me and it'll be fine. And that's the only time that I get nervous is when people
I felt bad though, because I wanted to come to that.
You suck.
I know. I suck bad. I know. Oh, jeez.
It was so good.
I know.
It was so good.
Jeez. I heard. Yeah. I feel bad about
the
that.
one time I could have like shown off.
I know.
Come on, man. And in a way that wouldn't have felt like egotistical because it's just my job.
I know. I'm a dirtbag. I'm horrible. I know. Oh, jeez.
No.
Well, when is your next show at least?
I don't know.
What? Okay.
I know. Yeah. No, like I've taken like 8 months off.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Wow.
I needed some time for self-discovery. I went through a really rough breakup and was like, I need a human for a little bit. I need to human for a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm looking back into auditions right now. So
how are you feeling overall right now at this current moment?
At this current moment?
Yes.
A bit empowered, actually.
Okay.
I did the hard thing. Okay, so I went to Scotland by myself, solo trip, 2 weeks.
I seen the pictures.
No, it was so pretty. Oh my god,
it was dope.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
It was
very cool, and I felt very proud of myself because growing up from a poor family, you're never like, yeah, man, I'm gonna solo travel the world. Like that was not my thought. My mom was incredible. Woman worked 3 jobs, helped me do all kinds of little travel things here and there. But Scotland's been calling me, and I'm like, why? So I went, and I remember having this really clear moment in Oban where I was walking back from I took a hell of a walk. I saw a castle. I went to this famous beach. I was on my way back. I start crying
Really?
like just joyous tears where I was like, holy fuck, I love who I am. I love who I am. Like I just just embraced myself on the side of this highway and sobbed my eyes out and was like, oh my God, everything that he has been doing to me is not okay. And my friends have been telling me this for 3 years straight. This was a 6 year ordeal. And something clicked in me where I was like, I'm done. And I'd said that many times before, but this was the first time where I was like, no, like I'm done, and felt nothing about it. Like when I think once you start to become numb to somebody's behavior towards you that's really negatively affecting you, then something's very wrong. So I feel very empowered because I came back. I wrote a goodbye letter while I was in Edinburgh, and yeah, I just cut off contact, and he got a hold of me twice
Mm.
through unknown numbers.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Well, it said unknown caller.
That's
to be
crazy.
to be fair, but yeah, twice. And after the first call, I thought we'd established, and I was going to leave the note at somewhere I knew he was staying, and then got the second call, and he was like, I wasn't expecting you to pick up, and I was like, I always pick up my phone, like I just do. I just never. What if like one of my best friends is in a hostage situation and
For
she
sure.
only had the bank telephone? I need to pick up the phone. But yeah, I held to my guns. He's like, can I see you? I was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And I just, the way that I went through that conversation and was like, I'm not doing this for your comfortability, and I'm not doing this with your feelings in mind anymore. Like I'm doing what's best for me, which was cold turkey, like done. Like I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. Don't come up to me in public. Like leave me alone. You have broken my heart more than once. You cheated on me. You've taken advantage of me. Like you never know what you have with me until I'm gone. Like all of these things, like it was just death of a thousand cuts. And so right now I feel really proud. It's been a month, and I don't know, like I'm, for the first time in a long time, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sexy.
Okay.
For the first time in a long time, I'm like, oh, okay, like I don't have to be terrified that no one will ever find me attractive again, or that like I'm this awful like thing. Like all of those, like those worries and those doubts like have gone away really quickly, and instead I'm starting to find like my independence, and it's, yeah, I feel good.
So did he make you feel ugly or something? What? Or just the situation you was in?
Nothing will ever make you feel uglier than the man that you love cheating on you does.
Mm.
Like it affects you in such a grotesque way. And he did it twice. And the second time was a breach of boundaries, but it was very reflective of the first time I found out he was cheating. And you you want something to blame, because if you can find something to blame, you don't have to make this person that you gave so much to a negative. Because my little PTSD brain wants so badly for it to be good, for it to be positive, for it to be okay. And when it wasn't, when I actually had to look at it and realize like, no, he's not treating you okay, this is toxic, it's downright abusive sometimes. And when I accepted that, like, oh my God, the amount of ugly does not, there's no words, like truly, there's no words.
Mm.
And you keep going back because when you're with them, you forget. It feels good when you're with them. And it's the second that they step out of the room that you have just like self-doubt galore. But yeah, oh my God. Yeah. It just wrecked me. Absolutely wrecked me.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of hard on females about this stuff because I'm like, look, you have a lot going for you. Why would you deal with people like that?
Because
It's like women attracted to guys like that for some reason.
yes and no. One, I think that we accept the love we think we deserve. And if anyone has been through really big abusive situations like I have, at some point you start to blame yourself. You're like, I'm the reason this happens.
And it's familiar.
Yeah. And obviously I deserve this. When you stop telling yourself that narrative, which is really fucking hard, you have to get to a place where you believe and trust in yourself, which is, I mean, I literally had to leave the country to like reestablish that kind of trust with myself, which was amazing. But it was an extreme, to say the least. once that happens and you understand your self-worth, I think the bullshit you'd put up with becomes a much smaller scale, because you understand what boundaries are and how to uphold them.
Right.
But patterns of abuse are a very real thing. And I mean, I from the time I was 3, I've been told like how gross I am as a person.
Mm.
So like when somebody in the world is like, I love you, it's like a shocking like revelation of like, oh my God, like I didn't even know that was possible. And then um you know, it's that the first time they hit you and they bring you roses the next day, you're like, oh, I guess it was just like a one-time thing. And then when that cycle continues, eventually that mental instability comes to this point of, it's me, it's my fault, because they kind of make you believe that.
Mm.
With this one, it was never physically abusive. It was very emotionally abusive. And I would say sexually unsafe in several ways, towards the end, which is really unfortunate.
Wow.
Um, but I do believe that women have been put in this position a lot of the times to feel lesser, so we accept lesser. It is when you sit in your muchness that you demand muchness, and that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, because I noticed like even stuff videos I see, sometimes they might have a good dude in their corner.
Mm.
They will overlook that dude and go with somebody else because he's seen to be more exciting.
What is a good dude?
I just think the way he carries himself, he assertive. He know what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He don't demand for no money or anything.
Yeah.
He got his own shit.
I think that good dude is a really great thought, but it is also a really beautiful mask a lot of guys put on in order to get what they want.
Right.
And I think that a lot of women see through that shit, because it is not about, like, I don't know many women, to be honest, and I know many women that are like, okay, there's 5 men in a room, and from least to most attractive, like, I'm gonna pick that way. It is truly the connection that you build. And a lot of the times when you meet these guys, like, it's mask versus appetite. They show you what they want you to see, but their feelings and appetite of what they want is very different. And you get into a weird manipulation game to where by the end of all the gaslighting, you are like, which way is up? Like, what the hell? And it's like a game. Like, I would say to them, at least how I've been treated, is it's made me to feel like I'm a game, or a prize, or I'm not human. I'm not a person. I am an object, either for their fantasy, or for their ego. I will not say everybody. I think that's a very broad thing.
Right.
But the reason women say all men is because we've been brought up to fear the worst of all men, and so we protect ourselves from all men. But then that puts everybody into a weird split off. But I don't think that it is something that just happens like because they want to overlook a good guy, because I've gone on dates with the good guys, and they did not end well. A good guy had me not only pay for everything, I had literally nothing. Like, he had 7 shots, and he ended up bruising my arm by the end of the night because I wanted to like walk away, and he stumbled onto me, grabbed me, and he's like, we're going this way. And I was like, no, thank you. And he was like, well, I'm a good guy, quote unquote. And I was like, and I'm out of here. Like, this is terrifying. But like, you never know. Like, good guy means nothing. It means nothing until you are in a situation where you can actually like grow.
Okay. What about this? What if you know the dude for a long time? You knew he's like, let's say he's emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time you need him, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
He show you respect,
Mm-hmm.
but you overstep that and go with some clown just because he's more entertaining.
But I don't think that's the why. I think that women, when they find healthy relationships with men, are so scared to have anything go wrong with them
Facts.
that they will not do anything to hurt that relationship, especially because when you put sex into things, everything changes. Everything changes. And if that is like your person, like your emotional support, your best friend, and there is those feelings, like it can ruin the relationship, and then you lose that. And it's already so hard to find that, I think, sometimes as a woman. But I also think that, have you talked? Like, where's the communication? If you're feeling her, if you're vibing with her, I've like very rarely has a guy been like, hey, we've been besties for like 4 years now. I just have a lot of emotionally romantic feelings about you. Can we talk about them? Ever. No, if anything,
Really?
it's put onto me as, how did you not know? And I'm like,
Women do the same thing though.
I mean, yeah, true, but it's still, so then you know how it feels where
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
do.
what the
Yeah.
totally blindsided where you're like, why is it taking 4 years to talk about this? And I do think that there just needs to be more active communication in those situations. That way people aren't getting hurt. Because it's if you're in that bestie vibe, that's a very sacred thing to women. My best friends, oh my God, my ride or die. Girl, I will bring the shovel. What do you need? I absolutely.
Yeah.
And my guy besties, same thing. I help them with their girl problems and I listen to their issues and we have deep conversations. If any of those men came up to me and was like, I have feelings for you and we need to talk about them, I'd be like, welcome to the conversation. Let's talk. Because if anything, I will always give you a couple romantic dates then. Let's put this on display. See how it feels. Let's feel it out together.
Right.
But that's because I trust you and you've earned that right in my book. And so let's see how this is not in theory. Just because we work here and it feels yummy doesn't mean that it's going to in a romantic setting. So let's try it out.
I think that's the best way to do it because because sometimes when you get with these people you don't know, you really don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
At least with friends, you have an idea, they know you, y'all hung out.
Yeah.
They know your favorite color or what your favorite food or whatnot, or you got an inside joke.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much easier, I think.
Well, because I all of my boyfriends have always been my best friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, yeah. They don't start. Can't say they all start in that that way, but they all become that way. I really think a romantic relationship is the most successful when it's your best friend. You trust this person, you love this person.
There's no judgment.
Yeah, and it's so fun to hang out together and to chill and to vibe. But you're emotionally invested in a different way, and it's how cool is it to go home with someone that is your best friend and you get to touch their butt? Come on.
Facts. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good day.
Yeah, that makes a difference. I think that's the best way to go about it, to be honest.
I do too. I think people deserve a chance. I understand the fear of not taking those steps. And also, there comes a point where I do think that in a woman's mind, it went from that place of platonic to family, where it's now I feel of you as a brother.
Right.
And I think that once you get to that point, it is really hard to kind of backpedal. So if you have those feelings, let's talk.
So do you think if let's say the person like you, right?
Uh-huh.
And you don't feel the same way, do you feel like you should be friends with that person still? Because that person has feelings for you.
I think that it comes down to a conversation,
right?
For sure. Because is it healthy for the friend?
Probably not.
Yeah. And that's a big question. Do they have to sacrifice those feelings? Do you need to take a time of separation for them to feel through that? Mourn what could have been and it didn't happen. Do you guys need to go on a date, see how it feels? If it feels weird for both of you, great. If it feels weird for one of you, further conversation. I just think that active communication is active listening and speaking. And I think that a lot of people just like to talk. And that's not what's going to resolve any of that at all. Because yeah, it's just way easier to nip it in the bud versus to write it out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because there's gonna come a point of no return for the guy too. I think at some point where it's no, man, she's my little sister,
right?
Or no, man, she's a mom to me. There comes a point where it's this is no longer sexy.
Right.
Yeah. If I can't imagine holding hands with that person, it's a no for me. And that comes from many places. Do I feel safe in a physical relationship? With that person,
mm-hmm.
Just because I feel safe with them does not mean that my body does. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's a whole different situation.
Whole nother ballpark. Yeah,
right.
Ballpark. So yeah.
I guess me personally, if I'm let's say a woman like me and I'm not feeling her like that, I think I was maybe not be friends because I don't want to hurt her. Let's say if I date somebody else and she is sitting there watching that shit, you know what I mean? And that's a lot to endure.
Yeah, but I think it's her decision if she wants to stay.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Because if she's this is something I can endure or I choose to endure because I want to get to the other side of it because I really treasure you in my world, then great, let her go, baby. But I do think then if she makes that decision, it is completely unfair if she ever gets mad at you for going on dates or for kissing on other girls or for flirting with other people. She's made that no longer her business. And she has taken away her right to judge it because she's said yes to this. But does that mean that it won't hurt? No, I think that, of course. I mean, that's just a human feeling. But if you can rise above that, rise through it, process through it, cool. But if it gets to a point where it becomes toxic, okay, cut that cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans are complicated.
Oh my God. Yeah, we are. We're like the best and the worst.
We are. We really are. But yeah, like so I'm still like trying to grow. I'm trying to evolve myself.
Yeah.
I've been working on my spirituality.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, doing yoga and also just I watched this guy named Joe Dispenza.
I know Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, see, yeah. So I've been studying him, and I've been trying to work on my healing as far as with my back issues as well,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to focus on, you know, just mind muscle connection.
Have you read The Body Keeps the Score?
I haven't read that one yet.
You should.
No. Okay.
It's wonderful. Okay, so like there was this big scientific development where emotions are scientifically proven now to start in the body before the brain processes them.
Makes sense.
So it's basically The Body Keeps the Score is about how we store trauma.
Oh yeah.
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 And it's brilliant. It's really good.
Well, I've been going to a Reiki, by the way.
Come on, Reiki.
Yeah,
we love a little energy work.
Well, I'm supposed to be interviewing her in July because she's going out of town.
What's her name?
Her name is Kim.
Hey Kim.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Kim. How's it going? You'll see this soon. But yeah, I've been I went to 3 sessions of hers, and it was pretty intriguing, to be honest.
Definitely.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I didn't know what to think about it at first, but
Right.
after I got up, I said, "Hey, I feel a little different." You know?
Good.
Yeah.
If it helps 1%, why not? If
Yeah.
it helps 1,000%, why not? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying something. I think I'm a good mix of science to woo woo.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
I tell people, because like there's some things where I'm like absolutely not.
Right.
But I think energy is my one true belief right now is that an energy can't be created or destroyed, so it's got to go somewhere.
That's true.
So if it's stored in your body in these places, like I do body healing in another way, and I do pressure point massage, and it's very interesting to see how people are affected, like in such an intimate thing, because our bodies are such an intimate thing.
So have you done it before?
Reiki?
Yeah.
I
had
have
a session.
I have not.
Okay.
I've had energy healing work done in other ways outside of Reiki, but very, very interested in it. Would absolutely love to do it. I have an opportunity to do a trade with a Reiki master and like clean her house, and she'll give me Reiki sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have yet to have the capacity to take on like one more thing. So it has yet to happen.
Well, you should try it.
I'm excited about it.
And let me know what you think about it, because I think
Okay.
it's a really cool thing.
Podcast part 2.
Yeah, part 2, baby. That's right, part 2.
Yeah.
But it's a really good thing. Like the fact I'm really open about things.
Mhm.
It was just easy for me because my brain was like so wired when I came in.
Oh yeah.
And she put her hand behind my head when I was laying down, and I felt like just an electric impulse.
Mm.
And then my brain just started to like just relax.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It took about an hour or whatnot, but once I got up, I just felt relieved.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I
And then my
love that.
energy was different too, because when I first walked in, I was lethargic, right?
Yeah.
But then when I got done, I was energized.
Oh, come on, cup full. I love that
Yeah,
for you. That's
exactly. It was
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
I didn't work out that day. I actually went straight home.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, when the emotional body does a workout, like that's a lot. Like, sit down. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You need a nap.
Absolutely. And then plus, you know, with all the trauma that I went through in my life, right?
Yeah.
Just with deaths and just different things, it was
Yeah.
a lot that was stored in my back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I call it compound emotional stress.
Mhm.
There is like a center where you have so much that is hit on time, that like it eventually starts to create like this huge build that then like almost like is it sediments, where it compresses and then it's that work spot. You know, there's always that person's like, oh, that crick in my left arm again, or you know, oh, I got that hip issue on the right side. I'm like, okay, what is it telling you? Like, I think that's a very big indication of like, hello, like something's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of trauma, do you have any joint issues from that or no?
From which trauma?
Well, I know you have a plethora of
like,
those.
how back do we want to go? I had to do pelvic floor therapy after the major incident, because I was having such just like painful experiences. And so I had to like relearn how to like tilt that axis, because after it was brutalized, because I ended up panicking and having a seizure while it happened. So then I have like internal scar tissue from that as well.
Wow.
But because everything like hurt like afterwards, it put me in this panic place where I kept clenching, and so my pelvic bowl was tilting like So I had to go through like pelvic floor therapy, and that helped tremendously. And then like the back of my neck for like a good couple of years was like a brick. Like it just, I could never seem to relax it. Like I always had a hand back there massaging it. And then after I started getting some more like intuitive work and such done, and doing more like active healing, like it went away. And
Wow.
it, yeah. But there's definitely like little things, like the inflammation that I've been battling for the last couple of years has always been at the worst when I'm having problems with my ex. Yeah.
Wow.
And like I've watched it gradually become less of an issue like over the last month, which has been like shocking.
That's good.
It is good, but it's also like, girl, like, oh my God. So not gone yet, but I'm very excited for the day when I can just like see my body and like not have to wonder like how many pounds of inflammation is on it today.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Inflammation's the devil.
Oh, it is. Well, I have sciatic nerve, and I never knew it was that bad.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend had it, and I thought she was over-exaggerating, but I'm like, nope, she's not.
No.
And all these old people I see, I'm like, nope. So I try to stretch, and I try to, like, say, I try to meditate a lot. Well, I need to meditate better, a lot more. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes I do fail with that because I just have so much going on and this podcast stuff that I'm doing too. But I try to make time for myself to take care of myself for sure. Because I be in the gym, and you know, if I can do that, I need to do that for my own body as well, like to heal. You know what I mean? Like try to repair my nerves if possible.
It's totally possible. I think it's 100% possible. Our bodies are amazing. I think like talking to your body is really important. So like, like my go-to phrase right now is like, my body knows what to do.
Yeah.
My body knows
Speak
what
positive.
to do. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You got to give it permission to like, to heal itself.
Absolutely.
And I think that can be really difficult when you're in pain. Like chronic pain is just,
it really is
such a bitch.
It puts you in a bad mind state.
Yeah.
It makes you very depressed.
Yeah.
And you don't see the light in the tunnel at all.
Well, it's a silent battle. Like nobody sees you like going through that, which is why I love that mental health is such a open conversation now, at least in this area of the
Absolutely.
world. Yeah. Like it's so vital.
Oh, it is. And that's why I talk about it, because I want people to know, like, look, I may smile, I may post things or whatever, but I have my moments too.
Oh yeah.
I'm human, okay?
Oh yeah.
Everything's not always sunshine on my end.
I 100% feel that. I tell people all the time, happiness is a choice that I make. Like there is many a times where I don't want to be, but I choose that for myself because it feels better in my higher self. But is it easy? No. It's sometimes the freaking worst.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, because I'm a very like happy, smiley person, like naturally. But like it was only a couple months ago I was on suicide watch.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a totally open book. I just, well, one, ADHD, I have no filter. But two, I think that anything that's a taboo subject should be freaking talked about.
I agree.
Yeah. And yeah, no, I totally was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you get past that besides going overseas?
That was like, I would already come out of it by that point, which grateful for that. It was 3 months. It was a lot of mental torture that I was putting on myself. I think that I came out of it because I had in the last year learned to ask for help. It was like my new like skill, and I implemented it. I told my friends what was happening. I told my employer what was happening. Like I let people know. I was like, we're not going to be embarrassed about this. We're not going to make this a little deal because it's not a little deal. And I was able to come to terms with it because then people I trusted and looked up to were like, oh, I went through that once. And I'm like, let's talk about it. And I think that was really helpful because I didn't feel like I'm the only one in the world. I didn't feel so alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I felt like I had an army with me. So I definitely don't think that it was just, me, myself, and I think that it took an army, like for sure.
Damn, I didn't know. I feel bad. Wow.
Oh, no, don't.
I'm horrible.
Okay. Yeah, because you should just know this. I never made like a Facebook post that was like, hey guys, exactly, just so you know, like no, that never happened. So there's no way to know. But like, but I'm in an odd way, I'm really grateful for it because it's put me to the position that I'm at now. And like, I mean, God, with all of the trauma and the body dysmorphia and the I just wish I was pretty and all of these thoughts that have invaded me as long as they have, like, I am so grateful to be in a point now where I'm like, man, if you don't like my roles, like, so like get out of here. Like, right. Like including myself. I'm like, girl, if you don't like that today, I'm going to need you to sit down. Like, it's really empowering to be in a place where I know what the lowest of the low is, and to be above that feels like a fucking dream. So I'm happy here.
Self-love, right?
Oh yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah, it's more than a face mask. It is
Absolutely.
a journey.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a man, I struggle with that sometimes, every now and then.
Like with self-image or
Oh yeah.
really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Does anybody look at your arm and muscle like in like the camera right now? Like it's glistening. Yeah, no, tell me more.
No, I mean, it just, just one of those things. Like, you always want to look a certain way, even though you may look great, but
Yeah.
in your mind, you see something else.
Oh, totally.
And we all worst critic. That's just how it go.
Yeah, definitely.
And because some of my guy friends, they come like, man, I appreciate you for talking about this stuff. Like, yeah, so I really do feel like this.
Yeah.
But they're not comfortable to talk about certain things.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Do you see that changing in them at all? Like as these conversations come up more?
Well, yeah, with some of them, like we talk, on the phone, like personally about certain things,
Yeah.
and certain things I had no idea. So I said, I never knew you felt like that at
Oh.
all. You know what I mean? But the fact we're able to talk about it without judging each other for having depression or whatnot,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, to be honest, because we're not alone. Like, everybody is dealing with something.
Yeah.
We all fighting something.
100%.
It's a battle,
Oh.
big time.
Oh my God, we are raging the war.
we really are. That is so true.
Yeah,
very true.
it's so nice. So that like then there's like these moments of connectivity where it's even like an opposition of race, gender, idea, like coming together in this place where people talk is so powerful. Because even if you are worst enemies that don't agree on anything, you're both gonna learn something.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's
what is why I'm doing this podcast too, because like I want to like kind of unify people in a way, like just show like we all are very similar. We may look different, we may come from different backgrounds, different cities, whatnot, different genders, but we all have this commonality, which is we have trauma. We all like to love. We want to have money. We want to have success. We want to be happy.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We human.
Yeah.
We all have emotion. We have feelings.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to talk about it.
I think that's freaking beautiful.
I appreciate that.
I love that. I do. I love that. I think it's great though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because it's so important.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe the most important.
It is. It really is, because it's so much like division in general. I mean, if you want to find it, it's out there. Trust me.
Yeah.
I choose not to engage in that. I try to, just I guess rock with my tribe.
Yeah.
I find my tribe, whatever they are. I stick with them.
Nice.
And I keep moving. That's it.
Yeah.
And just work on myself as well. Just keep trying to evolve more. Because I don't see myself ever going back home. Like I go visit sometimes, but
where's home for you?
Oh well, I had moved from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. No, I do remember this. Yes.
Yep. I went there back in November, right before Thanksgiving, and I was there for a couple of days, and I was ready to get back.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss some of my family. I miss the food.
Yeah.
But I hate the traffic, and some of the people kind of rude, which I didn't realize till I moved. I'm like, geez,
Yeah.
Because I was like that too. I can't lie, I was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't know any different.
No.
And then you like moved to Fort Collins, which is like one of the nicest places ever. We're in this happy little bubble.
Right.
And it's like, oh.
It's different.
Yeah. Because going back home to visit my mom in Arizona and my dad in Kansas, like both places, I was like, this is not my home.
Right.
Like, Arizona, I'm sorry, y'all. Are you like always angry? Like, are you okay? I just want to check in. Because there's been moments there where I'm like, am I the only person that smiles in this whole flippin' state? Like, there's just moments. And
really?
Yeah, and the way that people talk to like the serving class is just so wrong. It makes me so mad. I'm like, this is people helping people. Notice how you're also a person being helped by a person.
Yeah,
Please treat them like a person.
You mean like at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my like just being in Kansas, I was like, I've outgrown this. I'm just not this person. Like I've totally outgrown this experience.
So the people there, like let's say like your old friends, do you feel like you don't have the connection anymore just because you have evolved so much as a person?
I think that people have a natural way of kind of falling off in my life. Like when it's no longer like an active connection where we're both growing from it. Like my love for them is eternal, but my connectivity with them is not. If you want to be a part of my journey, I am so sick of being the one that instigates that. Like if you want me in your life, you can ask for me in your life, invite me to something, talk to me, call me with your issues. Like I became, I should say, a really big scapegoat for people. Like I'm really good at listening. People open up very easily with me. So that was kind of my job. And I didn't have a use in certain friend groups unless someone had a problem. And I was like, but I would like to also go to like the fun birthday party. Like, is that like, could I maybe no? Like,
Jeez.
so I think that once I understood that like I don't want that placement, I've put myself in that position because we teach people how to love us. I was like, I am unlearning these habits, and so I'm going to move forward with the people that want to come with me. And I have those people in my life, and they're wonderful, amazing, and awesome. I'm very blessed.
Wow. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Because I have a friend of mine. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man? We've been friends for
Hey.
over 30 years. And
Okay, first of all, damn. I keep forgetting you're over 30.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm also in my 30s. It's okay. We look great.
we look good.
We look good.
Yeah, we aging gracefully. Me and him been friends for a very long time, and we don't talk all the time, but when we do talk, it's like nothing happened.
Yeah, like no time has passed.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just because like he's elevating. He's doing so many things in the community. He do his music thing. He has a woman and she has kids. So he's in a life. He I take them to games and stuff like that. And he do his thing. So I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? But whenever we do talk, it's always a great time. We talk for like over an hour, 2 hours, and laugh and just reminisce a little bit about being kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's like some people like that I still had a connection with.
That's like my cousin Allie. Like she was.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, right? Allie. What's up, girl? Allie Green. She's a lovely woman. She's in Kansas still, and she has mama too now.
Okay.
And
congrats.
Yeah, she's a great mom. She's a great mom, but she's also just a wonderful person. But like we hadn't connected in years and years and years, and then when I went back to Kansas over like the holidays, we got to reconnect, and she came out here and had her first vacation away from the kids. It was very exciting.
Nice.
And we got to it was like no time had passed, and it was really cool to have someone that I could talk about like my growth with, like our family trauma through, like somebody that has been a part of the experience. It was mind-blowing. It's very cool when you have people in your life that have seen you through so many different stages of life. Like my core group of friends is a beautiful group of people, but the base of that is Kellen, Brittany, and Kira. And Kira Blackwell has been my best friend for like 12 years now. Like that's my girl. And God, I love my besties. But like we're like a little travel group now. Like the four of us like go out in the world like on like big girl trips. It's very exciting. Nice. But like I love that I have these people in my life that they saw me in such a different part of my life and have seen me develop in like so many vastly different ways. It's so cool. So I love that you have that. I think that's really cool.
So I was going to ask this too. Okay. I'm kind of switching gears now.
You go.
All right. So what is your ultimate goal when it comes to acting?
Ooh, can I give you a couple?
Go ahead, please.
Let's list them off.
Share.
I really want to get my master's in acting because that's my most immediate goal. My biggest goal would be to be cast as a leading woman in the West End, which is in London. It's like the UK version of Broadway, because I think that they have just really taken their art to a different level, and I'd love to be part of it. And I really fell in love with the UK while I was there, so it just feels like the dream. My original dream was I wanted to be a Tony Award winning actress on Broadway. That's like it's still in there, like it's definitely in there, but now I have a bigger goal, which is West End.
Well, just manifest it. You got it.
I think I do too.
Yeah, you definitely have it. You got the personality for it, at least, so you can.
I'm so quiet. I don't understand.
No, what?
I'm kidding.
I'm about to say what? Excuse me.
Yeah, anyone who meets me is like, God, you're so shy. Are you okay? No, hilariously enough, like at parties, like that's like my uncomfortable zone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You're introvert, huh?
Very much so at a party. I just like into myself.
Interesting.
Just panic.
I can't see that.
Yeah. No, I start to panic.
Why is that?
Because I'm still healing. So I've done a lot of inner child healing. I'm still working on my inner teenager. and she is terrified that that nobody likes her. She doesn't belong anywhere.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like even with my best friends, I've had to have conversations where I'm like, "Is it okay that I'm here?" And they're like, "What the fuck, Brikaih Floré, my sweet love, you've been my friend for 12 years. Like, what are you talking about?" So
I butchered your last name. I'm sorry. You said Floré. I said Flores earlier.
that's okay.
Oh, jeez. All right, my bad. Go
Notice
ahead.
how I snuck it in there. No.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
No, I'm totally kidding. Yes, it is Floré.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My bad.
I'm so offended, obviously, which is why I made such a stink about it when it happened. Just up in arms. I'm not. It's not a big deal at all. You got Brikaih right, and that's impressive.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
great.
I did. I did my thing. That's right.
I need you to thank you.
That's right. Yes, indeed.
Yes, I'm giving you props right now.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, I think those are. I definitely have like dream roles that I'd love to play. I think to encompass all of it, like I would love to be able to just make my full living off of just acting. Like I think that is the ultimate success in this industry.
I hope you do.
Thank you. Me too.
I want to see people live their dreams.
Yeah,
I do.
I get that sense in you.
Because so many people don't.
Yeah.
I'm one of them, so I'm trying to make it happen.
Okay, what's your dream? What's your ultimate
I want to do
dream?
this.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
But you started.
Yes, I do. Well,
that's excellent.
Well, once upon a time, like I did music production and I was an artist, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a fighter once upon a time. I wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But thank God I didn't. You know what I mean? Like I love the skill set. I love being in shape. I love it. But just the brain damage that come with it, I'm like, nah.
Oh, that's fair.
No bueno.
No, your brain is so important.
Exactly.
That's so important.
Well, I forgot this dude's name, but he was a fighter back in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him back in 06 because I was going to art school at the time. I did a boxing project, like a little documentary or whatever. Anyway, I interviewed him. I did not know what he was talking about.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He had his speech was like super slurred. Like I did not know what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that made me kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I need to kind of relax. But I still end up doing it later on and down the road.
Yeah.
Because my brother committed suicide in 08. So at that time I was like anger. I feel with anger. Instead of me crying, I was just mad and just antisocial.
You needed a different outlet.
Yeah, exactly. So then I met this guy named Mike Alvarado. Shout out to Mike. He's an MMA guy. He had a flyer. He was passing out flyers and stuff in Atlanta. And I went to the gym and I did like, boxing, MMA and stuff like that. And I got back into it again and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it as serious the way I should have just because I thought about the brain damage. And plus I was doing music.
Yeah.
I got back into school. Well, I lost my job, lost my apartment.
Life happens.
Yeah, it was just a lot of things going on. It's a long story, okay?
That's okay.
I'm kind of like jumping around, but it's like a lot that was happening during those times.
Yeah, it sounds like
and I felt like super lost at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
Well, I love that you found something, though, that became like a healthy outlet to express your anger in.
For sure.
I think that's so freaking important in a time of grief.
Absolutely it is. Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, good on you for like choosing yourself even in like the hardest of circumstances. Like that's absolutely amazing. Because like look at you now. Like you are actively working on your dream right now. That's incredible. It's no small thing.
No, it's not. I appreciate it because this stuff's expensive, okay?
Subscribe.
Yeah, yes. Please watch. Please. Yeah.
5-star review, please.
I gotta get me some ads going.
Get those ads.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that. Like once I get my ad going, I start getting paid.
Ooh.
After a while, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir.
So that's the goal. But yeah, I want to make this a real thing because I feel like I can connect with people from all walks of life. I think I can.
I definitely think you have that gift.
I appreciate that.
It's true. Like even like the first time we met, like you have such an openness about you. It's very comfortable to be in your presence.
It kind of pushed people away at the same time.
That's on them, not you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the reflection of their stuff. That's not on you.
That is very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you were my at work crush. Thank you for that.
Oh, really?
Yes. Are you kidding?
I didn't know that. Okay.
He's gonna cut this part out.
No, I'm letting him play. I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Every time like you would like come in and drop off a package, and you'd heard all the girls like, tee.
Really?
It was because they were making fun of me.
I didn't even notice that. Oh, well, I mean, I heard it, but I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah, it was that.
Oh, well, that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah. Jesus.
My bad.
God.
I know. I was so oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just had the best heart, and I was just like,
I appreciate it.
And you have a glowing smile.
Hey, I went through a lot though. That's why.
Yeah.
I came from a dark place.
Same.
Yeah.
I think that hurt people either go one of two ways. We either become ridiculously kind or we hurt people.
Yeah.
And I think we both went with the ridiculously kind route.
Yeah, you try at least, right?
I think that you get there. I did go into the hurt people place, like hurt people for a little bit there.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a period of time where I was just angry.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens. We human.
Oh yeah.
We just have to face the music and grow and evolve from that.
Yeah, I forgive little Brie for that. She didn't know any better.
Right.
But like as I've grown out of that stage, which was many years ago now, it's very nice to be in a place.
Well, you went through a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, you did therapy, and like I said, you've been doing yoga, right?
Yes, I do.
Right.
I do love that yoga.
See, that helps.
It does. I think with yoga, I like hot power yoga. Like I like to just be like in a heated room where all I can focus on is my body for an hour because like it just shuts off my brain and I love that feeling. But like I was telling you earlier before we were on air, I hate being in a hot powered yoga class when it's summer. Like going from like a hot class into a hot climate is like the ultimate ick for me. Like it is overstimulation, ADHD vibe. No, like I cannot do it.
Right.
But if it's like cold outside and you go in and it's like 110 in that room and you sweat your face off and you got your weights and your cardio and then you're done and you like get outside and it's like a snowflake hits your face. You're like, oh my God, this is actual bliss.
I was speaking of cold. Have you ever done a cold plunge before?
Oh, many.
Really? Many?
Many.
Really?
Many. Absolutely.
I only done it once.
What?
Yeah, I did it once.
Oh, no, get in that. Especially with that sciatica. I'm telling you right now.
I did a Facebook Live video. People thought it was hilarious because I was cussing like crazy.
Did you do like the Wim Hof breathing technique to help you into it?
No.
Okay, so you have.
I didn't think about it. Like when I got in the car, I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Okay, so there's like actual techniques that are made to help you through that experience. Look at Wim Hof; he'll help you out.
The Iceman, right?
Oh yeah. He's excellent. I had his app for like the longest time because I was doing like daily cold showers. And then, and then in the winter, I was breaking some ice open and plunging.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's wonderful.
Oh God, that's such a popular thing around here. I noticed.
It is. I did not like it my first couple of times. Oh my God, hated it.
Right.
But you find a balance because like I don't know. It's like it's like the runner's high. You kind of start to chase it a little bit.
I guess I never like running. I hate running.
Okay, I will take you cold plunging.
What?
Yes, but we'll do it properly.
What?
Yes.
What? How's a proper way? Like I don't.
You have to prepare your body and your mind. Like it's so like I cannot tell you in enough words how important the breathing part of it is.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, wow. And also you don't just start with plunging. Like you're supposed to do like cold showers for like 3 weeks, and then it's a minute. It's a minute where you like have your whole warm shower and you end with the cold. And you just get your like circadian rhythm in that place. You get your vagus nervous in that place where it's not as stressed out. And then you're able to go into some more full body submersion. But if you just jump into that, that's going to be hell on ice.
Oh, geez.
Pun intended.
Oh, God. Well, see, I was going to jump in the water at first. I was going to jump my whole body in there.
That you shouldn't do that either.
No, I didn't. I put my foot. I said, oh, hell no. I was going to take my time with this one. I did. And it was cool. Like I had like, you know, my torso and all that in the water. I was gonna lay my whole body, but that was I don't have big enough balls for that.
Once I get in, I have to immediately sink down.
What?
Because if I get in and I submerge, like it has to be quick. Because if I get to like breast tissue and like I'm not all the way up submerged, like they call the shots and they're like you're done. But if I can like get under that and get to my neck level, we're good.
Jesus. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Add that to the books.
Oh my God. That just made me like have like PTSD right now.
Triggering you. I'm so sorry.
You are. Well, I went to that Samantha Float place.
Oh.
And the owner, he saw me. He's like, man, you know, we should give you another one. I said, another free one? I think, no, I'm okay. I'm cool.
Get me the hell out of here.
Exactly. Because I've been doing the float tank as well.
Oh, like what is that, cryotherapy?
Nah, you just float in salt water. It's like 10,000 pounds worth of salt in the water.
Yeah. Isn't that in the like...
Is that what it called?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I thought cryotherapy was something else. I could be very I thought it was
wrong.
more like a freezing thing. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But
you know what? The ADHD thought she knew. She doesn't know.
Well, it's kind of like it's okay. You know Epsom salt, right?
Yeah.
It's like that, right? It's like it's 10,000 pounds of salt.
A submersion tank. Yeah.
And you just float.
It's what is it? Deprivation.
Deprivation.
Yes,
yeah, that's
what I was. It's deprivation technique.
You float for 90 minutes.
Oh man, my little brain would just be like,
oh, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
and it's like in this compact area.
Like a capsule.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh.
And it's dark. Well, they have like a light
Oh,
inside,
God.
and in your birthday suit, you just float for 90 minutes. Yes, for 90 minutes.
I mean, that's exciting.
And they play classical music, and then when
Okay,
you
I
stop,
do like
you
that.
got to get up and take a shower. You got to make sure you take a shower really good, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because my other interview I had with Haley that I released 2 weeks ago, I talked about it. This woman named Francine. Hey, Francine, once again, she's a manager. She didn't tell me I had dry salt on my face.
Oh,
It looked like dry jizz or whatever. It looked bad. And I didn't know that. So when I went out in public, people looking at me crazy, and I didn't realize they was looking at me because of that. I thought it was just tripping or whatever.
yeah.
And then I got home and I said, "Oh wow, you didn't even tell me that."
Yeah.
So
maybe she was like, "Oh, badge of honor." Like he's like really into this.
I guess.
I love it.
That's pretty cold. That's messed up. But
yeah,
you know.
But no, I do like a cold plunge. I do it outside in nature. I find it to be
What?
way more exciting.
What? Exciting.
Yeah.
What?
Because you can focus on other things. You don't have to be like totally like stuck.
Really?
Yeah, I do it in like the pooter all the time. It's pure mountain runoff, baby. Oop, oop.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Come to me to the cold side.
I'm gonna have to like really coach myself with that.
Okay, I can respect that.
I'm gonna have to coach because that's ooh Lord.
You can get there.
I mean that really scarred me when I did. I was like, wow. I didn't. Ooh.
You got a lot of feelings about it.
I do. Like I have strong feelings about that one. I do.
Fair.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to really coach myself big time. Wow.
I respect that.
Well, that's pretty cool. You do it though.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you get done?
Oh, so calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes really euphoric and like a really happy place.
Really?
Yeah. Like any anxiety I have before I go in there is like
really
gone.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, because it's so vagus nerve based.
Right.
But yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
No, I can't lie. When I finished, because I did that and I went to a sauna. Right, I went back and forth.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And because my back was so irritated because I did laser therapy as well.
Oh.
That helped as well. It did.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
kind of pricey, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it definitely helped.
Yes.
Relieve me a lot more for sure.
It's amazing for inflammation.
It really is
amazing for inflammation.
It really is. But like I said, it sucked sitting in there. It did, but
it's also it's mental toughness which comes into play.
I know.
Yeah. I just called him out.
Yeah, you did. Jeez, wow. I deserve it. Well, Brikaih, what is your social media handles?
I am on TikTok at Brikaih FYI, and I'm also on Instagram at Brikaih FYI.
Nice.
BRIKAIH FYI. And if it pops up at BRIKAI FYI, that's also okay.
Sweet. All right. Well, I had fun with this.
Okay, well, good. Same.
Okay, yeah. We should do a part 2 one day.
I am so down for a part 2.
Okay. Awesome.
The people need a part 2.
The people definitely need it. They need it. Part 2.
They need it.
That's right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you for coming through.
Well, thanks.
Welcome
so
to
much
the dungeon.
Thank you. It's very nice being here.
Absolutely.
It's cozy. Feels like a good hobbit hole.
It is. This is my little man cave. I'm here. I'm chilling.
Nice.
Yep.
Cuddly.
It's pretty dope. It is. I made it. It is what it is, right? But anyways, I hope I wish you well in your journey.
Thank you.
And I hope you flourish in your path, your career path.
Thanks.
For sure. Yeah. I want to see you on the big screen one day.
You'll see me somewhere.
I want to see you somewhere. I do. Yeah, absolutely. Streaming somewhere. I don't know, something.
Okay, great.
Yeah, make it happen.
Done.
Make it do what it do.
Yeah, you hear that, universe? I'm coming.
Yeah, put it out there. Yeah.
All right.
Speak positivity.
Always.
For sure.
Have we met? Yeah, always.
Absolutely. Yeah, indeed. All right. Peace.